You ever had that feeling? You know the one. You're about to give a presentation or maybe just walk into a crowded room and bam, your heart starts pounding, your palms get all sweaty, and you just want to run. Well, that paralyzing fear of being judged, we're going to unpack that today. And the reason for it goes way, way back, deep into our evolutionary past, to a time when being watched could literally mean life or death.
So, to really get this, let me tell you a story about a woman named Karen. When she was just 12 years old, she was a super dedicated violinist. But during a huge audition, she had a massive panic attack. And that one moment of shame, it completely defined the next 20 years of her life. Seriously, she avoided promotions at work, ducked out of parties, basically dodged anything that even smelled like a spotlight. Her journey is really at the heart of the mystery we're about to solve.
Because that's really what it feels like, doesn't it? A bad presentation isn't going to kill you. An awkward conversation won't physically hurt you. And yet, our bodies react like we're staring down a lion. So why? Why does our brain hit the panic button, this life or death alarm, just because other people might be evaluating us? That's the big question. To find the answer, we have to go back in time. And I mean, way back. The first clue to your stage fright isn't in your office or on your social media feed. It's out on the savannah with our ancient ancestors, in a world where the tribe was everything. And this right here is the foundational idea. We are social animals. It's not just a nice thought, it's coded into our DNA. Our brains, our biology, our every instinct was shaped by one simple, brutal fact. We needed to live in groups to survive. It wasn't a lifestyle choice, it was the only choice. Just think about it. For our ancestors, being part of a tribe was a non-negotiable. The group meant protection from predators you could never fight alone. It meant you could hunt bigger animals and everyone got to eat. It meant other people helped watch your kids, making it way more likely they'd survive. So being accepted by the tribe meant life. And being cast out, well, that was a death sentence. Okay, so this next part. This is the key. This is the moment that really reframes everything we think about anxiety. What if I told you that that fear you feel isn't a sign that you're broken? Let me say that again because it's so important. Your anxiety is not a flaw. You've probably spent years thinking it's a weakness, right? Something you need to crush or just get over. But that's not the story at all. Because that feeling is actually an echo of an ancient strength. It's a powerful survival program, a very, very old alarm system that evolution designed for one single purpose, to keep you safely inside the tribe. Now check this out, because this is where it all clicks. Your brain is basically translating modern threats into ancient ones. So when you step on stage and 100 pairs of eyes lock onto you, your brain doesn't see an audience. It sees the tribe judging you. That awkward conversation? To your brain, that's a potential crack in your social bonds, a threat to your protection. And negative feedback from your boss? Your ancient brain hears you're at risk of being cast out. It's trying to save your life from a danger that luckily doesn't really exist anymore. So, what happens when you take this ancient alarm system, one that was perfectly designed for the savannah, and you drop it into our modern world? Well, it starts to misfire a lot. This is what scientists call the evolutionary mismatch. It's such a perfect way to put it. We have hardware and software that kept us alive for hundreds of thousands of years, but we're trying to run it in a completely different operating system, the modern digital world. The threats have all changed, but our response system hasn't gotten the memo. And this table just lays out the gap so clearly. Our brains evolved for constant, in-person social support, daily physical activity, and being in nature. What do our modern lives give us? Often the exact opposite. Isolation, sitting at a desk, and staring at screens. Our ancestors faced sudden physical threats, like a predator. We face chronic psychological ones, like a stressful project deadline. It's no wonder our ancient alarm system is going off all the time. It just wasn't built for this environment. So here's the million-dollar question. If fighting this ancient program doesn't work, then what does? How do we actually work with our brain's ancient programming instead of being in a constant war with it? You've probably played with one of these before, right? The Chinese finger trap. It's actually the perfect metaphor for anxiety. Your natural instinct when you feel that fear creeping in is to fight it, to struggle, to pull away from the feeling as hard as you can. But what happens when you do that? It just gets tighter. The more you fight the fear, the stronger its grip on you becomes.
The solution is totally counterintuitive. You have to push your fingers inward. You have to lean into the discomfort. The moment you stop struggling and just accept the feeling, that's when you can loosen its grip. So this gives us a really practical toolkit. First, when that feeling hits, you don't fight it. You just acknowledge it. Oh, hey, there's my ancient survival alarm. Thanks for the heads up, brain, but this is a false alarm. Second, you can relabel the feeling. That racing heart, it's not terror, it's energy to help you perform. Third, you can use things like deep breathing to manually tell your nervous system to calm down. And finally, you can actually address the mismatch head-on by getting more exercise and building real, strong social connections. Give your ancient brain what it's actually craving. So let's bring all this together. What does this actually mean for you the next time you feel that familiar dread start to creep in? This is the ultimate takeaway. Once you understand that the fear isn't some personal failing, but a predictable, even logical signal from an ancient program, it loses its power over you. You stop being a victim of the fear, and you become an observer of it. You can almost thank your brain for trying to protect you, and then consciously say, "It's okay, I'm safe, I'm just here to give a presentation." And that brings us right back to Karen. Armed with this new understanding, she started to lean in, slowly, painfully. She started speaking up in meetings again. And the first time she got through a big presentation without her voice shaking, she said she didn't feel triumphant. She just felt free. That fear of the 12-year-old girl was no longer driving the car. And eventually, she left her job and became a teacher, which was the career she had wanted her whole life. Understanding this one mismatch, it really opens up a whole new way of looking at ourselves. That weird anxiety we get from social media, our cravings for junk food, how we react to stress. How many of these are just ancient programs running in a world they were never, ever designed for? That's definitely something worth thinking about.